Well, hello everybody. Once again, this is Foresight here. You know, I'm here. I'm back on the channel. You know, and my question today is, yo, I ran up a bill and on my credit card. I mean, I maxed it out, and I'm paying it, and I'm trying to pay it down, but my credit score, and I'm doing it on time, but my credit score is constantly still dropping. What's really going on? What's really going on? This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. If you would like legal advice or financial advice, I suggest you find you a competent professional, and please be advised. This is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. And if you would like that, but if you want to seek out that professional, those professionals, by all means go out and seek out those professionals. I don't want you to don't believe anything that I say. Nothing. Go look for it. Do your own due diligence and see for yourself how this thing works. Do not listen to what I'm saying. Now, I had a credit card, and I ran it all the way up, and I'm making my payments. Whatever payment I am required to make according to the statement, right? But my credit score is constantly still dropping, and I'm doing it on time, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My credit score is still dropping. I got about 5 credit cards, and I'm doing them all the same way. Now, why is my credit score dropping? And you're constantly asking yourself that. Like many of you, you're going through this. Many of you are going through this. This is an education. Bought lessons. And I'm telling you straight up, a bought lesson can't be talked about. Can't be given away. It can be talked about, but it can't be given away. Really, it can't be talked about because a lot of times bought lessons, folks don't even want to hear it. But check this out. If you're making minimum payments on your credit card, you are putting money in that credit card company's pockets, whether if it's the bank or if it's a credit card company. If you have a credit card and you have to pay minimal payments, you cannot afford that credit card. You can't afford that credit card. You cannot afford it. If your credit card is $2,000, so your max is $2,000, then that means you need to have to secure at least $6,000. I'm just being straight up. You need to have $6,000 of liquid in your bank account. Straight up. If you got $20,000 on a credit card, then you need to be liquid $80,000. if you're moving like that. Now, we're going to learn today. We're going to learn today, whether you like it or you don't. If you moving like that, then you suck. And you constantly spending your bread, you're going to wind up being broke. Well, you already broke because you broke in your brain. You got a broke mentality. I'll max it out and pay it off. But you purposely do it. I'm not leveraging anything. Credit cards is to be leveraged. You don't go willy-nilly. Now, let me say this. This thing is a double-edged sword, so to speak. So to speak, it's like a double-edged sword because you can use a credit card like a debit card and make your purchases like that, right? So if you had about, let's say, $10,000 in your bank account, $5,000 in your, let's just say you had $5,000 in your bank account, and you had, and your credit card was maxed at $20,000. You take your credit card and you turn it into your debit card by attaching your credit card to your bank account, right? So when you make those purchases, well, that's called control. You're controlling your finances because you're not going over. You see, so it would work for you if you're in that type of mindset. If you know that you got $5,000 in your bank account, well, number one, you're not going to empty out your bank account because you got money still, even though you got money still flowing in there from your from your employment or whatever sources of income that you have. You're not gonna exhaust all your income, right? Okay, so you can use it in that type of way. Yeah, but you got to have so like I say, it's a double-edged sword. Credit cards people use them all types of ways, so I'm just talking about the irresponsible folks. But I want to talk about the responsible people too, because a lot of times the irresponsible don't know how they want to do it, but they don't know what to do, so to speak. They don't know what to do and how to do it. Because the thing about it, it's based on how they was taught about how the credit cards work. They can just, once they get approved, they can go out, spend it, boom, make minimum payments, or make the payment on it and get on down. Whether they make the minimum payments or they pay it off. But let me say this about paying it off. It's how you pay that thing off. You just can't pay it off when it says, well, here it's due by the 15th of every month. And so you wait till the 15th and pay it off. Man, your credit score gonna drop. Your credit score gonna drop because you got a reporting date, and you need to know what that reporting date is. That's when you really need to make your payments. You need to go by that. You need to go by that reporting date. That reporting date is very, very important. You got a due date and you got a reporting date. This is firepower here, y'all. And you need to know what that is. The reporting date is when do they report to the consumer agencies. Y'all call them credit bureaus. I call them consumer agencies. Because the credit bureaus don't have no authority over me. Fuck them. Excuse my French. But The reason why I just got a little ticked off about that, because I remember how they used to posture, how people used to posture them as some type of an authority figure. And and I understand better how they work now. But I digress. But your credit card, how you move on your credit card is totally based on how you are educated on your credit card. How you how you spend your credit card. And knowing and understanding what your due dates are and what your reporting dates are is very important. I'm gonna give you some more source. The 70-30 rule. I'm gonna stress that for as long as I can talk about it. The 70-30 rule. Well, what is the 70-30 rule with a credit card? Many of you know, many of you don't. Many of you know and many of you don't. But the 70-30 rule is, if you got 100, if your credit card, example, if your credit card is $1,000, you need to be spending below $300 of that credit card. That's how you stay out of trouble. And then they'll up your they'll up your limits. Oh, you can turn them down. Tell them no. I don't want to keep it just like the way it is. But the 70-30 rule is the key of understanding how this whole thing works with credit cards. Credit cards is important. If you're going to have credit cards, because if you're trying to become a business owner and you want to pursue business credit, you need to be knowing about your personal credit. Because them PGs, because a lot of them go on them PGs, them personal guarantees. Them PGs. So you need to know as much as you need to know about your personal credit. Get that thing cleaned up. You want to clean it all up. And not cleaning up, not just about paying it off, getting it down to zero. Understand how it works. That's very important for all you so-called entrepreneurs that's trying to get a business. Ain't nobody gonna want to deal with you if your personal credit is jacked up. If it's jacked up, you got all these different personal addresses, different variances of your name, jobs, telephone numbers, different variances of your social security number, the last 4 digits, of course. Man, ain't nobody want to deal with you. They don't know you. You go to the bank and they pull up your consumer report. Oh yeah, I want to get business credit. I'm so-and-so LLC. And I'm trying to get this business, boom, boom, boom. Look, let me tell you something. Your credit jacked up unless you got some liquid. Liquid means your money. Unless you got some money, liquid, to leverage, right? Check this out. Like you got some money that you want to leverage, and you want to go to the bank. Well, maybe they'll talk to you. Say, look here, I got 30 grand. I just need about 10 grand more. Or I got 40 grand. I need about 10 grand more. They may talk to you, but all in all, because that's your personal guarantee, right? If you got 40 grand and you need 10,000, you know what I'm saying? You done spent about, let's say you said I got 40 grand and I need 10,000 so I can get this business open up. What is you losing? That's your PG right there, off the rip. But we're talking about credit. See how it works? This is how it works. But the same thing with credit. It's the same concept. If your credit is straight, they're gonna want to talk to you as far as giving you business credit. You know, you opening up a business account, right? If you open up your business checking or savings account and you got monies generated to those accounts from your business, right? And you know, you showing that you got, they'll want to do business with you. The banks will definitely do business with you. But with that credit, yo, I'm telling you, it's the same concept. You gotta be straight on that credit. You gotta have something that they can, that you can leverage. You say, look, listen, I got my credit report is straight. I got 10 credit cards. None of them are maxed out. And they're looking at that report. Now, I ain't talking about the scores. Forget the scores. Take the scores and set them aside. Let me be clear. Take your credit scores and stick them in a drawer somewhere. Because at the end of the day, it's what's on your consumer report is what matters. And many of you, especially young folk, especially you women, you're looking at that credit score. You're going on Credit Karma. You're pulling your FICO score. You're looking at, oh, my score low, and you're going nuts, getting all emotional, and trying to understand why this, why that, this, that, whatever. Let me explain it to you, and let me be clear. Your credit score don't matter. The banks are gonna look at your consumer report. That consumer report is important. Your credit report. That credit report that they're gonna look at, they're gonna be looking exactly, they're gonna go line by line. First, they're gonna look at your personal information. That's the reason why it's important that you get that cleaned up. Your personal information is the first thing that you clean up on your consumer report. This is real firepower here. Because this is not about boosting credit scores and all that kind of junk. Man, that's crap. Don't worry about it for me. I ain't studying about no credit score. Because the algorithm is created based on what's on the report. So if you are tinkering with that report and getting things addressed, getting things removed, and all that kind of stuff, algorithms changes. That means what? Your credit score changes. So you don't care about what's on that credit report. I mean, that you don't care about that FICO score or that whatever scoring models you're looking at. You want to know what's on your report. What's on your report? Who's reporting it? Where's this information coming from? Then you want to look at your soft inquiries and your hard inquiries. Your hard inquiries is what's important, because both of them. Because let me tell you why. Because there may be something on there that you don't know nothing about. Now, if you want to talk about scores, hard inquiries will drop your score. But that's not important. What's important is you knowing what's on that report. You knowing I got 10 hard inquiries on here and 8 of them I did not put on there. I didn't inquire about the car. Hell, Hell, I'm blind. I ain't studying about no damn car. Hell, I got a house. I ain't studying about no damn house. I got about four of them about car inquiries on cars. Hell, I ain't got no damn car. Hell, man, I'm blind, man. Shit, I'm not worried about no car. I don't have no car. I ride the bus. I take Uber. So why is that on my report? So this is what I'm saying. I'm just using that jokatively, but you're not. You need to know what's on that report. Because if you know what's on that report, then you can. They got the numbers. They got their telephone numbers on there. Hey, look here. Call them jokers up. Say, hey, look, listen, y'all got something on my consumer report. But this is after you've cleaned up your personal information. And if that crap is still reflecting on your report, you need to call them up. Hey, look here. Why is this stuff reporting? Well, I don't even know who you guys are. Oh, we apologize. They got to remove that crap. They got to remove that crap. Because I tell you this here, I will be writing them letters. And if they don't answer my letters, believe me, when I tell you, I'm taking my tail down to small claims court, and I'm going to spend my bread. Because I'm going to make you spend some bread. And then I'm going to make you put some bread in my pocket. Because you decide that you don't want to take this crap off my report. I done crossed my T's and dotted my I's. It ain't what you know. I can prove it. So, do you want to go home? Do you want to go to jail? So to speak. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's just simple as that. They got to remove it. It's not about what you know, it's what you can prove. So, this is what's happening on your consumer report. You got to know these things so you can properly address it. Because ain't nobody going to want to give you no business credit until your personal consumer report is in a good standard. Because when they look at their report and everything is straight, you got a good payment history, you got this, that, whoa. All right, sir, ma'am, what can we do for you? We will offer you this amount for this amount at this interest rate. Okay. And then you sign on the dotted line and walk out the bank without any hassle. But don't go in that bank knowing your credit and you ain't looked at your consumer report. I promise you're gonna get embarrassed. You gonna get embarrassed. You go into that bank, all right? Go into the bank and you pull up your consumer report. And they pull up your consumer report and you hadn't looked at it first. You walk in that bank and you ain't got a consumer report with you. Something wrong with you. Something totally wrong with you. You ain't ready. You not. In my opinion, you're not ready to run a business. Because the finance part is the most important part to running the business. Everything else, I'll tell you something. You're gonna hire somebody to do. But you want to know. I don't want nobody to know about my bread. I want to know about my money. I want to know. So if I went up to my personal money and my professional money, my business, I want to know about it. So don't go into that bank and not know what's on your consumer report. And when you know what's on your consumer report, then you know not to go to that bank, to that dealership, to that furniture company, to anybody that pulls your consumer report that's offering you some type of form of credit. If you go to that, to any entity that performs these, that grants, that does these performances, right? You make sure that you know what's on your consumer report, because your consumer report tells them who you are financially. They're going to tell whether you're responsible or irresponsible. Can we trust you? Can we not trust you? It's either yay or nay. I want to be on the yay side. I want to be on the trust side. Because I'm on the responsible side. You know. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is how we gain traction. Folks sitting and talking about, I used to hear I look at a lot of gurus online talk about they got these credit card, that credit card with these fly amount, and all that's attractive. It's very attractive. You know, to have business credit for 50 grand, credit cards with $80,000 on it, $100,000 on it. All that stuff is attractive, where you can get these flyer miles, accumulate a lot of flyer miles and hotel fees already prepaid. All you got to do is go in there and just, when you book your flight and your hotel and your rent a car, everything is already done. That is all attractive. But it don't ruffle my feathers at all. Tell you why. Because you got to work to get you got to work to get what you want. You have to work to get to what you got to work to get there. You got to work there to get those fly miles. You got to work. That requires work. You cannot just apply and think you're just going to get that. It requires work. That's why I say it's all attractive. They tell you all of this, right? I'm laughing because it's funny to me. Funny to me. The crap is funny to me because I'll tell you why. Because they tell you all of this crap, but they don't tell you what they had to do to get it. They didn't tell you that they had to make sure their consumer report is straight. And that ain't easy. Because if your consumer report is jacked up, it may take you a whole year to get that thing straight. It takes work to clean up a consumer report. That's why I don't do credit repair no more. I don't do credit repair. It ain't the fact that it takes long, it's the fact that people ain't patient. People are not patient. They think they can go and jack their credit up, come back to me, and think I'm going to fix that crap in 30 days. It ain't going to happen. You got tons of crap on there, bro. I gotta clean up your personal information. Even if you come and your personal information is straight, you done jack this up. That's why I don't do it no more. Because it's a psychological thing. You done ran up a $3,000 bill. Then you ran up a $5,000 bill, and then you done ran up a $2,000 personal loans, and then your car is in repossession, and then you got about 30 evictions on your report, and you want me to clean that crap up? Yeah, alright. Let's see how that works out for you. Then they gonna be done in no 30 days. Guarantee you that. You can't do all that in 30 days. Hell, you can't. You probably can't. You can't do it in 90. Then every so often they call you. Oh, how's everything going? You doing all right today? Knowing damn well they trying to check on you on their credit report. They being annoying. They know they being annoying. Man, how you doing today? I was just checking on you, man. How's everything going? John Doe, your credit report. I'm still working on it, bro. Oh, okay, man. All right, man. Well, just let me know something, bro. Then they ready to hang the phone up for you. I'm telling you, I go through this crap all the time. That's why I quit doing it. Because it's a psychological thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It's funny to me because as I'm talking about it, I'm thinking certain instances of like a guy had to file bankruptcy. Guy filed bankruptcy for about $30,000. Some crap he created, right? He created this $30,000 charge. Funny. He filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. He had all these credit cards. I've been talking about. He had a deck. He probably had like 52 cards. I'm just exaggerating, but it's funny. But he had like crazy credit cards because he had it wrapped up in a rubber band, and he had credit cards. He got someone, majority was maxed out, someone wasn't, this, that, whatever. But he went on and he filed bankruptcy on everything. Filed a little Chapter 7. Boom, 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 boom. Man, after he come out of his bankruptcy, he went and got 3 credit cards. He was approved for 3 more credit cards. And maxed out one of them already. I don't know if the other one's maxed out or not by now. But you see the mentality? This has nothing to do with not knowing, because there's an old saying, ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? And that goes to the same about understanding your finances. Ignorance of not knowing your finances is no excuse. But if you got you got a mental problem when you have a spending problem. When you can't control your spending problem, you got a problem. It ain't no different than drinking. It ain't no different than going out on food, that rich foods that does not benefit you health wise. That is a problem. Spending is a problem. And then when you get to that same person's house, I'm not speaking for me, I'm just saying, when you get to that individual's house, they got all this stuff that they don't even need. You got 15 different types of cooking apparatus that you don't even use. You got TVs just about in every room. If you got a 1 bedroom apartment, you got a TV in the kitchen, you got a TV in the bathroom, you got a TV in the bedroom, you got a TV in the living room. And you can only watch one at a time. You have a spinning problem. You got oven mitts that you can only use one. You can only use 2 at a time. You got a whole bunch of forks and knives that you definitely can use. You only can use your knife 1 at a time. You only use the forks and spoons 1 at a time. So what we talking about here? We talking about an issue that you have mentally, that you have to kind of say, hey, what we doing here? Why do I got 3 couches and I only need 1? Why do I got a big long table when it's just me? I spent $3,000 on a table and it's just me. Why would I do that? Why would I have 30 computers I don't see fit to go to a computer engineering store and have it fixed. I just go buy another one. Now I got all this stuff that I don't need cluttered in my house. It's called a spending habit. You out and about, you're at the mall or you're at the little shopping center where you live. You just got to buy something. You just got to buy something. Oh yeah, I need to buy that. That's what's up. That right there alone, that's a problem. I got to buy that right there. Oh yeah, let me get that. No, is that necessary? You get a problem. You get a problem. And like many of you, you don't even recognize it. That right there, see, I try to tell my kids, little things turn into big things. If you can't handle the amounts when they are small, you cannot handle the amounts when they're big. It's a fact. If I can't handle my finances with a little money, if I got the same finances, right? Check this out. If I got the same finances, and let's say my finances, let's say my expenses is $1,500, and my finances is $1,800, and $1,800. So that's gonna leave me with $300, right? Okay. The amounts are small. The amounts are small. But if I'm irresponsible, right? It's called responsible and irresponsible. If I'm irresponsible, I'm tricking that bread off. That $300 I ain't never gonna see. And my bills don't change at $1,500. My expense, my income is right at $1,800. Let's make that make sense. The amounts are small. And if you can't handle that, I'm talking you, I mean everything. I'm talking about everything. Your whole entire expenses. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about emergency funds. You're able to cover everything. All that amounts to $1,500. We talking about everything. Savings. Everything. And you got $300 left. So, here's what this is what I'm talking about. It's a mental problem. when the amounts of something, you can't even like, oh man, I can't handle this, man. I need some more. Now, if you can handle it with getting $1,800 with that $1,500 expenses, then imagine if you was getting $18,000 with that $1,500 expense. Yep. If you don't mess it up, you gonna mess it up. Cause your mind ain't right. Yup. You gonna mess it up. You know that ain't what I want to say. Yup. And it's real. You want to mess it up, you're going to mess it up. Then you're going to accumulate more expenses. Because you got more money. Expenses that you don't really need. What was you doing, right? Watch this. What was you doing a year ago before the $18,000 came? Did you need those expenses then? Because whatever you was doing a year ago, you need to get to doing it and save your bread. But this is the irresponsible. Now the responsible, man, responsible to make some cuts. Man, let me see what I can cut. So you talking about, now, let me tell you what they call them. They call them the frugal, the greedy, the stingy. They call them all of those things. You get called those things. Greedy, frugal, stingy, whatever. I just want to use those three because they all are related to the individual that's responsible with their finances. They got $1,500 expenses. They ain't stunting. Yeah, I said it. they don't care nothing about. They ain't stunting about no $1,800 or what they get. They try to figure out how they gonna cut. What they gonna cut in that $1,500? They looking. They gonna have that thing down to a penny. What can I cut out? What I really don't need. Oh yeah. We can cut out that gym. Yeah, we can cut that gym membership down. We can. I would prefer to just go and buy me a treadmill. They find it easy to buy something to cut out an immediate expense, and that's true. Sometimes you buy something to cut out an expense. That's fine. That's totally fine. That's if you're going to use it, which makes sense. I would buy me a treadmill or a bike that doesn't require electricity. Because I know a treadmill will require electricity. If I'm frugal, oh no, it's going to create a bill. So let me go and get me a bike. Let me get me one of those bikes. Let me get me something that doesn't have, and I'm going to use that. Let me change up my eating expenses. Well, what can I cut down on my groceries? Do I really need to have that juice? No, I don't need that. Let me go get a couple more cases of water. That's what I'm telling you. A person that's responsible is constantly thinking about what they can do to make it easier for them based on what they have. Not what they think they're going to get. They're dealing with what is, not what could be. Not what they supposed to be. You know, so I'm supposed to be getting, no, bruh. Deal with what is. But that's what they do. They deal with people that are responsible in their finances is dealing with what is. And this is how you're supposed to be. So, you got these two different types of individuals dealing with their finances, you know. And the thing about that is that that's the same thing, you know, when you're dealing with your credit cards and stuff like that, you have to know that 70-30 rule. It's going to keep you out of trouble. Understand what's on your consumer report. That's important. That's very important. Knowing what's on your consumer report is what's important, not that darn credit score. Get the credit score out your head. Oh, I gotta know. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna go into it. I ain't finna do none of that. I'm just gonna tell you like it is. When you talk about that FICO score, you got different scoring models. The same FICO score that the bank score you for a house is not the same FICO score that they scoring model that they use, that they pull for a car. Get that under. You need to understand that. Stop caring about that score. It's about what's on the report. Oh, I know what's on my report. No, you don't. Because if you knew what was on your report, you wouldn't care about that. You wouldn't care about that score. If you knew what was on your report, why your score dropping? If you know how your credit cards is, why the score dropping? Why the score dropping, Jack? Hey, Miss Missy, how you doing? Why the score dropping? Then you run to some. I need to know. You call them up. Call up the credit card company. The first thing you do, you call up the credit card company. You look at the credit card company. Why is my score dropping? Because you don't understand about the reporting date and the due date. That those are two separate dates. And your 70-30 rule. And what's on your consumer report. But all those things that I just said, you need to be in tune with them. I'm talking about you need to be like, you need to know that. You need to know what you're spending. I did not go above this ratio. Your score should not be dropping. Then why must if I didn't go above the ratio, then it's gotta be how I'm paying it. If I'm paying it, right? Watch this. I'm giving you some logic here. If I'm paying it correctly, right, before the due date, before the reporting date, right? Why my score dropping? How you spending your bread? It's gonna be one or two of those things. It's how you spending your money. Am I going above? I'm going above that. That means you went above that 30%, and you're paying. And how you paying it back? Now, let me say this real quick. Let me clean this up real quick. Well, I ain't gonna clean. It's nothing to clean up. But let me say this. Even if you have a credit card that's like $2,000, right? And you need that $2,000, or you need $1,500 out of that $2,000 because you got an emergency that you need to take care of, right? Okay. Here's the deal. If you know that you can pay this thing off, pay it off. Don't get something that you know that you can't pay for. Don't swipe that card unless you know you can pay it off before that month is out, before that due date comes. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Or you're going to pay it off the next couple months, credit score going to drop. You're going to pay it off and don't touch it no more. Then your credit score going to come back up. Because it's going to take some time. And you got to wait. Fine. Sometimes things happen. Life always happens. Life happens. Life happens. I can't tell you how to conduct your life. Because life happens. Life happens for me. Life happens for everybody. You know, sometimes I got to go do something real quick. I got to go get that $2,000 real quick. Because I got an opportunity. You know, I got this opportunity that I want to take advantage of. So let me go and run over here and run up this bag real quick. Let me go run up a bag real quick and, you know, and get this opportunity going. But that opportunity that I get, better pay that bread back. I ain't finna go spend a $2,000 bag on an opportunity of junk. Ain't finna do it. I just played myself. I just played myself. So, but once again, life happens. Life happens. So you got to be, but you have to be in clear understanding how your credit works. You got to understand how that credit works. Because see, when you understand how your credit works, you can keep the debt collectors off of your tail. And that's a fact. If you understand how your credit works, you can keep the debt collectors off of you. You'll be able to pay everything on time, everything be good. That's all I'm trying to say. I do not like debt collectors because they got these stupid tactics that they use all the time. They got stupid tactics, and you don't understand that. Because once you get in that situation, you will. It ain't gonna happen to me. It's gonna keep living. And I'm talking specifically to you young people. I'm specifically talking to you young people. I'll tell you something. If you think that they won't sue you, you better think again. You're gonna stick. What you gonna do? You're gonna stick your head in the sand like an ostrich, and hoping they go away, or you gonna go to your mommy, daddy? Could you handle this for me? Hell, mom and dad don't even know anything about credit and debt collection. How the heck they gonna help? How they gonna help you? Unless they in some financial, unless they got some finances where they can hire an attorney. That's crazy. This is why you need to know this information. I don't want to go to somebody that I think they're supposed to know and they don't. I want to know the information myself. Is it like you going asking them about your finances? You know, about your money. You know, having them handle your bank account and your checking account. Man, you crazy. Love mom, love dad. Nope. Hey, how much money you got in the bank? None of your business. It ain't their business. How much money you got in the bank? Hey, look, listen. Let me hold on to your bread for you and issue out your money for you. Nope. Nope. I'm over 21 years old. I need to handle this myself. If you can get a credit card on your own, you can handle whatever comes after it. If you can get a credit card on your own, you should be able to handle whatever comes after it. And this information is where you start. This information is where you start. I try to tell my kids, I try to tell my loved ones, I try to tell my friends, I try to tell some of my ex-clients. All of this information is available to you. But here's the problem. I'm gonna say this. Don't nobody want to read. Don't nobody want to pick up a book. Don't nobody want to read anymore. Information is there. Congress put out the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Truth in Lending, they call TILA. You got the United States Code, the United States Code annotated. You got the Uniform Commercial Code. The Uniform Commercial Code, very powerful. Very, very powerful. You got American Jurisprudence. You got a Corpus Juris Secundum. You got the Black's Law Dictionary. I don't even know what volume it is now. They got me so many volumes. And it's a good thing. Nobody wants to read. You don't even understand. They got books on contract law, tort law, trust law, administrative law, substantive law, disability law. Don't nobody want to read anymore. Don't nobody want to read into. I want to go into that because those books will help you run up a bag. Just reading will help you run up a bag. Knowing how not to get in something is better than what to do when you get in something. Let me say that again. Knowing how not to get in something is better than knowing what to do when you get in something. If you don't get into it from the first place, you ain't got to worry about not knowing how to get out of it. And that's the problem. You don't know And the first thing that I want to know is how to stay awake, how to stay my tail out the court. If you know how to stay out the court, you ain't got to worry about not knowing how not to go to court, how to get around going to court. You ain't got to worry about that, because a lot of that administrative stuff doesn't even have to get to court. You get to court because of you. You don't take the responsibility. You do not take the responsibility to address that letter that comes into the mail. That's the administrative level that I was talking about. If you handle it at the administrative level, it will never get to court. See, the courtroom, that's all it is. That's the courtroom. But the court is the document. And then you got the judge is the referee. Now, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm really finna tell you something real quick. That opposite attorney that's sitting on that side, they don't give a flip flop about your tail. The judge will tell you, y'all go in the back and try to get the matter resolved. Why? First of all, why am I here? And then why am I talking to this attorney? Because this attorney is going to negotiate for his client. They're going to say, well, we're going to try to help you. You ain't trying to help me. Don't get suckered in that. Don't get suckered in that. Because you get suckered in that. Many people get suckered. I'm telling you. I had a client to do this. Man, that made me just throw my hands up in the air and say, forget it. Took his tail in that back room and talked to that attorney. The attorney came out, chewed his tail out. And he sat there like a bump on a log, standing up there like a child. Over 50 years old, shaking like, I'm talking about rocking back and forth. That's crazy. I don't have no remorse for people like that at all. And straight up and down, if he reviews this video, I don't care if he don't mess with me no more. Because what I say once, I'll say it twice. Because we could have went over this. We could have went over this information, and he would have never. It would never went to court. You should never ever go to court for this crap. The judge has too many cases. They got too many cases to be dealing with this. When y'all can handle this thing on your own. So please, stay out of court. Stay out of court. Unless you know. Unless you took them yourself. You are the plaintiff. Don't go in there as a defendant. Because if you go in there as a defendant, I'm going to tell you straight up and down, you're probably going to lose. 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose. Because the judge is looking at, why is this crap on my desk? What you didn't do is what got us here. That's what the judge is asking. What you didn't do is what's got us here if you're a defendant. See, You're the plaintiff. You're the creditor. If you're the plaintiff, you're the creditor. You're the one. If you prove your case, the defendant gonna have to come to the wax. So they're gonna have to straight up be like, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do something. They have to prove they got to prove that plaintiff is wrong. So I'm telling you, understand it before it gets to court, and you'll never get to court. Many of you young folks that are out here, many of y'all out here willy-nilly, running up a bag, getting your bread, ain't worried about life. When something decides to set you down, then you want to learn. Learn it before you sit down. Take your time. If you don't take but 15 minutes, and open up that book and understand what's going on. Understand what's going on. It's a heck of a thing when you got a whole bunch of folks coming at you for a 25% deal, taking out your check. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pay your bills. You got this loan company, that loan company, this loan company, that loan company, all taking money out your account because you didn't address it. Talk to you young folks. Credit cards. Authorized users, and folks as authorized users on your credit card you just willy-nilly, and they running up a bag on you. Then when they stick you with it, you call me to help you out with this. They will run up a bag on you. What you gonna do? You got a credit card, right? Check this out. Somebody becomes an authorized user on your credit card. You let them do it. Now, their credit score is their credit score, right? But they got their own situation, their own account. And they run up a bag on you. They run up a bag on you. And quit paying, don't pay it. Cause she got that bread, she'll do it. He got that bread, I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Now you stuck with the bill. What do? What do you do when they run up a bag on you? Stop playing. You need to know this information. Because it's bound to happen. Mr. and Miss Young Folk. It hurts when you ain't did something. Believe me, you when I tell you. When you ain't did something, it hurts. And they blame you for it. It hurts. And you got to pay for it. It hurts. These are the bought lessons. Go to your credit card company. If it's $15,000, you want to get them something. Give them $1,000 and tell them this was not my card. This is not mine. They are authorized user. And here's the information. Let them come after them. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. if you can prove that it wasn't yours, and you give them a performance, right? Watch this. You give them a performance, because it's all about performance. Write them a letter, tell them exactly what's going on, and say, upon receiving this, now, will it work? I don't know. Never did it. But logic speaks. Logic speaks to me. If you give them a performance, they want to listen to you. And you got your ducks in a row with showing them where this is yours, this is theirs. But you're going to show them a performance because it was my credit card account. I'm taking responsibility, and I'm going to send you this $1,000. Now you can go after them. But here's $1,000 to say I'm in the clear. My bills is always paid. But I'm going to give you $1,000 on this, regardless that it's $15,000. So you can clear me out of this. You think they ain't going to take that bread? Logic speaks to me. I'm speaking logic. I ain't never did this before. But I'm speaking logic. Let's talk about logic here. Because it's about a performance. You can't just say, you write a letter and think it's going to go away on magic words. You show them good faith by giving them $1,000 and the paperwork to separate your accounts. Your ducks is in a row. So if this crap gets to court, you in the clear. Yo, don't come for me. Don't come for me if I didn't sing for you. Don't come for me if I didn't sing for you. This is firepower here. Some things you just got to figure out on your own. But you ain't gonna figure this out. A lot of times people's not gonna figure this out because you got to be in it to win it. You got to have experience and understanding how this stuff works in order for you to kind of figure some stuff out. You think the folks gonna turn down your bread? They're not gonna turn down your funds, especially when your ducks in the row, and then you're saying this is what you're saying, and you showing them line by line. This was my account. This was their account. This is where they ran up the bag. This is where I was responsible. So please, this is Jane's Doe number. This is their social security number. This is their address. Please, address them, not me. But in good faith, here's $1,000. Here's $1,000 because this was on my account, and get my name off that account and go after them. You can go after them civilly. I ain't finna play with them, Jack. Cause shit, that's how I would do it. That's exactly how I would do it. I would do exactly that. If that had been me, if I was in those shoes where somebody they call it the piggybacks, if somebody piggybacked off of me and they had me and they ran up a bag on me, bruh. This is why I keep telling you. No. It's about knowing who your peoples are and know what's going on. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what's going on. You don't want to figure out how to get out of something. You want to figure out how not to get in something. This is what I'm talking about. You want to know how not to get in that type of stuff. How do I keep a person from running up a bag on me if they're authorized user on this credit card? Come on. Let's keep it 1,000 here. How do I do that? You want to know that because you can't trust everybody. I don't give a darn ding dong ding boom bong. You don't trust everybody. Whether it's your mother, father, your kids, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your significant other. I don't give a boo-boo who it is. I don't care who it is. I don't care. You want to make sure that you are covered, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one to handle this. You want to be the one to handle this. You want to be the one that they come to talk to you about this. Heck, they came to you and asked you to be an authorized user, so it's got to be something that you know about this that they don't. Now, first of all, let's talk about this for a minute. I'm going to talk about not getting into this crap. Okay. Let's say I got a credit card. Let's say somebody come to me, one of my loved ones come to me and say, hey, I want you to make me authorized user. My credit's jacked up, this, that, whoop, and I just kind of want to get a fresh start. I'm going to treat them like the bank. Swear to my mama. First of all, I'm just saying. This is how you gotta do them. I don't give a I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. I'm going to treat them like the bank. I'm going to pull the consumer report. I don't care about the FICO score. I want to see what's on their consumer report. Because you know why? I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what they're doing. When you see what they're doing, you can tell what their habits are. You can tell whether they got drinking habits, eating habits, but this right here is called a spending habit. You're going to be able to tell what they do when you look at their report. Okay, you got how many credit cards you got? 15 credit cards, they're all maxed out? And what length of time? Oh, snap. Let me look and see this credit card. Let me look at the personal information. Oh, it's just one then? Oh, snap. Oh, look. Okay, they got different variants of their name. Okay, well, look, let's clean this up first. Hey, relative, clean up that personal information so I can get a clear look at your report. Okay, how you do that? Just do this, and this, and you can get it all cleared up. Okay? And then come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to really look at the report, because there may be something on your report. See, this is how you do it. Because 9 times out of 10, those irresponsible people don't know jack squat about consumer reports. Sometimes you might have to take care of them. Take care of them so you can see what's going on. Okay, cool. Once you get it back, looking at it, 15 credit cards, 8 credit cards, that it done dropped. So now you're looking at maybe about 8 credit cards. And you're looking at how they spent their credit cards. You're looking at what's on the report, charge-offs, late payments. You're looking at all these different types of things. What were they late on? When was they late on? What's the dates? I'm analyzing that crap just like the banks do. Before I put you an authorized user on my card, I ain't playing with you. I don't care who you are. Don't put yourself in a position until you understand what you're getting into. This is my point. This is my whole entire point. I don't care who it is. I'll say it again and again and again. Don't sit around there and have a drink with me or a beer with me or whatever, and we all sit together and, you got that Feel Good Friday where y'all sitting out there on the porch and y'all just having a good time. Somebody done bought something, y'all all sitting around drinking and maybe eat some food, or y'all might be in the living room sitting there watching Netflix or looking at something on television, and y'all just having fun, and saying like, all right, dude, I'll do it for you. I got you. Don't even do it. Don't fall in that feel good crap. When you fall in that feel good crap, you're gonna get caught out. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Then first thing they have to give you some guilt trip. Yo, man, I thought you was my people's, man. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Why you doing me like that? Because you're irresponsible. I cannot do this because this is what's on your credit report. This is what's on my credit report. You got bad behavior. I'm not finna deal with that. No, I can't do it. And I'm gonna tell you something. Finances can create a problem, or can create bad relationships. It breaks up marriages and all that kind of crap. It does. If you come to me and tell me you want me to be an authorized user, and I tell you no, you might tell me it depends on how you take it. You may not want to deal with me no more. I pull your consumer report and I make the decision. I say, nah, I can't do it. And I tell you exactly why. Because I'm not finna bite my tongue. I ain't finna sugarcoat nothing. Probably don't want to deal with me no more. Creates bad relationships. So, my thing is that when you're dealing with authorized users, investigate it. If they feel some type of way about you investigating them in that consumer report, then you say, "No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it until I can kind of see where you are on your credit report. I can't do it. Sorry, I can't do it. I understand you trying to get a fresh start, but I can't do it. Get that credit report pulled. See, that's love. That's love. That's love. You love them. Because if you're bold enough to tell them I need to pull your credit report, you love them because you want to know what's on their credit report, because if it's something that you can fix, if they can fix on their own, why not? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? That's called love. You fixing it. You helping them fix their credit report. All three of them. But if they get offended, oh, I gotta do all that. Why I gotta do all that? I gotta go. Well, look, I'm sorry, but I can't. It's nothing I can do for you. If I be your authorized user, you know what I'm saying? Because, I got a business. I have a business to uphold, and I gotta keep that. I gotta have a good personal guarantee on my consumer report, and I want to make sure that if anybody's an authorized user, is at the same standard that I'm at. Period. That's all you need to tell them. And if they can't understand that, then you just say, I apologize, I can't do it. I apologize, I can't do it. They're gonna get heated, but they'll come back. Don't worry, I ain't worried about that. They'll come back. And if they don't, then they weren't who you thought they were in the beginning. They were trying to use you. So this is what happens when you're dealing with people. This is what happens when you're dealing with people. Whether it's your loved ones, significant others, friends, foes, whoever. If you're a straight up, upstanding person and you're my enemy and you don't like me, and I don't like you, and but business, they know how you move business wise. I know how, and they know how you move. You know how they move. Y'all can do business together. May not like them. They may send their representative to come see you. Fine. I'd rather deal with somebody like that than deal with somebody like this. Family member, irresponsible. That a family member that's irresponsible, that don't care nothing but about this, but themselves, and they don't care whether if you're in a pickle, and they don't care. Call me when you figure it out. Let me know what you come up with. That type of attitude. And they're not going to be with you in the long haul. Y'all can have that. I mean that shit. Y'all can have that. I'm done. I'm not going to entertain an individual like that. I'm going to move forward. Like my mother used to say, I'm going to feed them out a long-handled spoon. So, to you young folks, you better start watching your credit. Watching your credit. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to be reposting another video, perhaps tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Foresight. By the way, if you see this information valuable, click like and share and subscribe. Until next time.